This first session will be on showcases established in Brazil. The moderator is Mr. Gustavo Saboia Fontenelle Silva from METI-ECCJ. Mr. Gustavo, please move forward the session.
Thank you very much. Bem, continuando nossas atividades do dia, então.
Continuing our activities, we will start session 1 with showcases here in Brazil about energy efficiency and energy management systems. The first, I would like to invite Mr. Yoshida to make his presentation about item S1-1, please.
Good morning, bon dia, buenos dias, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kazuhiko Yoshida from the Energy Conservation Center, Japan. And today, I'm very happy to explain about the outline and outcome of the Japan-Brazil cooperation project on energy conservation. At first, I'd like to explain, just briefly explain what is the project and what is the background. As shown here, this cooperation was established in 2015 between the Ministry of Industry, Foreign Trade, and Services of Brazil, MDIC, and Ministry of Economy, Trade, and Industry of Japan, METI, under the Smart Community Working. Actually, this project was funded by METI and implemented by ECCJ. Our organization is just called ECCJ, and jointly with a concerned Brazilian organization from the public and private sectors. Our project is aiming at establishing energy efficiency basis with good demand management and demand response, especially for peak cut and saving of electric power. Actually, this slide shows just some process to establish our project. Our cooperation started with a brainstorming to identify the cooperation areas. So finally, based on discussion between Japan and Brazil, we could establish the project on peak cut and saving of electric power. The reason why this project was established is as follows. At first, the measures and management required for smart system. This is a very essential point for this program. And secondly, this program will meet the Brazilian situations of electricity supply, of which 76% is shared by hydropower. This is actually affected by climate change. And last one is a possible application of Japanese experiences after the big earthquake happened in 2011. As you may know, in Japan, we experienced very strong earthquake. This caused a tsunami, which caused the actual damage of the nuclear power plant in Fukushima. So after that, the Japanese power companies had to stop, shut down the nuclear power generation plant for safety check. That's the reason why suddenly we lost almost 23% of electric power supply. Finally, we could manage and overcome these challenges. As I mentioned, we started the brainstorming session to identify the possible cooperation area by inviting the representatives from the 14 Brazilian ministries. After that, we moved on to organize a steering task force and to develop the basic plan. Also, by inviting the representatives from the concerned organization in Brazil, in Japan. this shows the actual concept of the project in relation to the smart system. Actually, energy conservation is a very important component, even for the smart system. So in our project, we focused on these points to establish a good demand management and demand responses. And this program also includes some activities for the government to improve the existing policy and law related to the energy conservation based on the good energy management system. Our project is peak cut and saving electric power. And this shows basic key solutions to achieve this target. We identified 3 important solutions. Number 1 is by energy management system. Number 2, by introducing efficient process and equipment. And number 3, by enhancing public awareness. However, regarding the, number 2 and number 3, these should be based on the good management system. This is one point. So finally, this is the name of our project, focused on peak cut saving of electric power to match with the Brazilian situation. And this was on a 3-year project, as shown here, just completed in March this year. Our important counterpart is an MDIC, and with a cooperation from the Ministry of Mines and Energy, MME. So because of important solutions, we set up the 3 sub-programs. Program 1 is to establish and disseminate showcase energy management system based on ISO 50001. Second program is to establish and improve legal framework on energy management and the support system to promote energy efficiency. Program 3 is to develop and disseminate very convenient tools for electricity saving. Actually, this slide shows the key points of each program. Regarding the program 1, we need the cooperation from the Brazilian company to develop and establish good showcases of energy management and best practices realized under the good energy management system. And secondly, we also recommend to use the very useful energy management tools by these companies. These best tools were developed by ECCJ. And third is the actual implementation of identified energy conservation measures to prove the performance of energy management system. So finally, showcase disseminated under the leadership of MDIC. And regarding the program 2, this is another governmental program. So they organized a task group, working group, to prepare the proposals on legal framework on energy management. And secondly, the supporting system consisted of technical and financial support to enhance the introduction with good technology and equipment. And third program is also, we organized the working group to draft and prepare the action guide, very comprehensive action guide for peak cut and saving of energy management, electricity. This was also led by MDIC. So after that, actually, we have established implementation plan in Japan by inviting the key leaders from the concerned energy Brazilian organization, because this is a public and a private partnership program. So we need the some coordination also in the implementation plan. This is a concept of the program 1. Sorry. As you see, the left-hand side is an actual working by the cooperating company in Brazil. They are establishing a very functional energy management system based on ISO 50001. And also, we expect they develop and utilize their good energy management tools, so that they could establish a good showcase of the energy management system. And by implementation of the measures, they could identify the best practices. So these are actually disseminated in Brazil, so that we could expect a much larger energy conservation effects. This dissemination is led by MEDIC and CNI, etc. Okay, this is an point of the project, the program. As I mentioned, in Brazil, initially 6 companies from the 6 sub-industries joined this program, but finally 4 companies completed this program. And we really thank these 4 companies for their very intensive cooperation. They are great and excellent. They made a very great and excellent effort to get very fruitful results. And also, we and the Brazilian companies try to utilize good energy management tools developed by ECCJ, such as a template to develop the basic plan to establish energy management system, database, and standard guideline, and the reporting system. And also, another important point is how to systematize and implement the energy conservation measures. And finally, these results were compiled in the reports. So that based on reports, the actual dissemination started. Also, regarding the program 2, these are also related to program 1. As I mentioned, this proposal to prepare in program 2 includes the, some proposed regulation of the energy management and supporting system. And the regulation would be good references for the Brazilian companies to follow the activity based on the, to establish a good management system. And at the same time, a support system will be very helpful to enhance the realization of the energy conservation measures and including energy conservation projects. Program 2 is actually referred to the some legal and policy structure of Japan. As explained by Mr. Koyama, our energy conservation law is including a very important components related to energy management system. And also in Japan, we have established a good supporting system consisting of financial and technical support. The important point is to well combine the regulation with a supporting system. And program 3, we try to prepare the comprehensive action guide based on Japanese energy saving manual. As you see, this comprehensive action guide consisted of very simple checklist just to check the, some actions, recommended actions, together with an expected effect. So actually, this is a sample from the Japanese energy saving manual. But based on this, Brazilian team developed a Brazilian customized action guide. So next, I'd like to explain the achievement and outcome. At first, as I mentioned, they actually organized very good, established a very good functional group consisted of members from the government, industrial associations, and companies. So this group actually tied up Japanese group consisted of METI and ECCJ. So that's, as a result, actually 4 Brazilian companies, including General Motors, who present today also, they actually established a very good energy management system with a good impact to prove the performance of the energy management system. And also, they established a very featured great policy to globally develop established energy management system. So they expect further larger benefits from this policy. And next, they actually customize the ECCJ tools for their actual use. I think we are very happy. Our tools are good references for them to utilize. And actually, we have kicked off the dissemination for the showcases of energy management system and best practices. So finally, at the end of this program, our program 1 is transferred to the CNI's Alliance program, because CNI developed this program consistent with program 1. So this is another outcome from this program. This is just a summary of the actual effects of from the results. This was reported by the companies. As you see, they have actually identified good improvement. Even they have experienced some hard recessions during our program. As you see, they achieved 2% to 36% of the improvement in terms of identified energy performance indicators. So this slide shows just a summary of the actions. Here, I listed up the specific improvement. However, these actions and measures are categorized to some items, such as optimization of energy utility system, something like that. And this categorization is related to the energy conservation guidelines. So here I show the guideline number, 6 basic guideline number. This will be explained later. This guideline is very useful. And regarding the energy management tools, and they have established their action plans based on our standard roadmap to establish energy management system. This roadmap consisted of energy management matters in terms of the sequence to establish the management system, and bottom part shows the systematization of the identified energy conservation measures. So this is a comprehensive plan. And next, we think that development of the flow diagram is very important tools. This flow diagram consisted of flow of the energy and the utility and the process. So we combined totally one, so that we could identify where what should be measured to actually manage energy and material. And based on this, we developed another database, useful database, to compile all the data on energy, material, and cost. So that's these data are visualized like this. So, sorry. Actually, this shows the energy flow and the material flow and energy balance. So that's we can visually identify the important area called as significant energy use, SEU, in terms of the amount of consumption and loss and amount of cost, something like that. And the next important tool is an energy conservation guideline. in Japan, under the energy conservation law, we have established this kind of the 6 key guidelines, okay, corresponding to the energy flow. So this kind of the energy conservation guideline provide us with a good viewpoints for energy conservation, and also it's very beneficial to include this guideline in the energy management standard. So energy management standard will be consisted of these important factors. Actually, this area shows the key management items, such as management of the management with target and measurement record, inspection and maintenance, and necessary criteria and measures when we replacing and renewing equipment. And for each item, process or equipment by equipment, we can identify which kind of the guideline should be applied. So this matrix is actually the good tools to identify what should be included in the energy management standard.
Mr. Yoshida, your time is up.
Okay.
Please conclude as soon as possible.
Thank you very much. And this is another matrix to identify the affecting factors. This is a case of the cement industry. And also we have developed the guideline for the technologies based on this program, consisted of the common technology and equipment and sector-specific technologies. So this is another example for the steel making to identify the technology process by process, depend upon the process flow. And for program 2, also this shows the final proposals on the energy management system and supporting system. And program 3, working group developed a comprehensive action guide. This is an actual concept of the how management regulation and the supporting system will work to promote energy efficiency. And this is an actual action guide developed by a Brazilian team, including the customized effect number. And finally, they established the roadmap for the future activity. So as a conclusion, through this project, we have established a very important outcomes of the project, including the functional group and showcases and best practices and proposals on energy management regulation and the energy conservation law and the supporting system and action plans. So that's this program transferred to Alliance program by CNI, which will be explained by Rodrigo Garcia-san. And at the same time, we developed a roadmap after 2018. So that we could move on the next discussion of way forward with the cooperation. Thank you very much, and muito obrigado for your kind attention.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Yoshida.